Town on the border between China and Myanmar. From fruits to everyday items, almost everything on sale at the market is imported from China. Western nations imposed sanctions on Myanmar while it was under military rule. But China has spent much of the last decade forging ties with the country. And almost all the large-scale infrastructure in the country was built with assistance from China. That includes the airport in the capital and dams for hydroelectric power generation. Securing natural resources is the main aim of China's investment. One example is this pipeline for transporting natural gas and crude oil. It's more than 1,000 kilometers long and connects Myanmar's west coast to China. Construction began 3 years ago at an estimated cost of $2 billion. Chao Pyu on the west coast of Myanmar is the pipeline's starting point. A number of Chinese firms have launched large projects here, helping make it the country's largest economic zone. The oil and natural gas are expected to start flowing this month, but it will all go straight to China. It will not be used to improve the lives of the people of Myanmar, not to alleviate the severe energy shortage in the country. Many residents are not happy with the situation. The Chinese firm requisitioned Tana's rice field to build a facility for the pipeline. As the paddy was his family's main source of income, the company promised compensation. But it has paid only half what it owes. Now the family barely makes ends meet with what they earn at the small store.
This project benefits only China. It will not do us locals any good.
People across Myanmar are protesting Chinese firms involved in similar development projects. That unpopularity is one reason why the government of Myanmar is now keen to solicit investment from many more countries. It's working hard to forge ties with Western nations and Japan while trying to distance itself from China. But China has invested a total of $4.5 billion in Myanmar over the past 2 years. It's no easy task to reduce the influence of a neighbor who is also the largest investor. But Myanmar needs investment from a range of countries to fuel its drive toward democracy. And the government appears aware of that need and seems ready to make changes to reach its goal. Jin Kobayashi, NHK World, Yangon.
For more insight into Myanmar's complex relationship with China, I spoke earlier with Tan Min Oo, a member of the President's National Economic and Social Advisory Council. A grandson of former UN Secretary General U Thant, he has written a book called Where China Meets India, Burma, and the New Crossroads of Asia. I asked him how the people of Myanmar have responded to surging investment from China.
The feeling was that Myanmar didn't get good deals from Chinese companies on different projects, or that Chinese goods being sold were of bad quality. So rightly or wrongly, people have a bad impression or image of the impact of economic relations with China over the last 20 years. But I think the government understands that it has to balance these things, that it should have the best possible relationship with the United States, with Japan, with Europeans, but that it cannot do this in a way that would antagonize China, that it needs to manage this relationship with China because it's going to be incredibly important for the country, not just for the next 10 years, but for the next 100 years as well. Two pipelines. One is a gas pipeline for Myanmar natural gas to go to China. The second is an oil pipeline for oil coming from the Middle East or Africa going into China. For China, for Beijing, this is incredibly important. It's important for the development of the Southwest, but it's important strategically as well. From the Chinese side, it's also been like a dead end for a long time. If that dead end suddenly becomes a crossroads, then the potential not just for economic development, but also for much greater relations between people on either side, cultural relations, everything else. It will change the whole map of Asia. The country is going to become, or is becoming, much less isolated, and it's going to achieve this real position as a crossroads between Southeast Asia, China, and India. That is probably more important than anything else in terms of Myanmar's future.
That was Presidential Advisor Tan Min-oo. It's amazing to think that until just a couple of years ago, Myanmar was cut off from much of the international community. Now, the astonishing pace of reform means the whole world is watching what's happening here. Change brings massive opportunity, but huge challenges too. Tomorrow, we'll report on the simmering violence that threatens to derail progress towards democracy. Please join us for that. I'm Tra Tirakasan reporting from Naypyidaw, Myanmar.